incest breed, then we have all have got our what independent strangeness, and we are all somehow different people being created from different sources, and that is why we come together. So then it makes the Bible more authentic, because there isn't any incest breeding. So it is right for God or Jehovah to say that I don't want you people to become incest breed. I don't want a British to just marry a British, or I don't want an Irish to just marry an Irish. I want an Irish to go for, if what do you call it, another person from another tribe. But it is undeniable, you see, the whole British country, the whole Ghanaian country, all the countries that you can see, if it's one tribe, or let's say all the tribes that we think of in the world, the families of tribes, they marry themselves. First cousins, third cousins, whichever way. That is how the tribe is able to keep their identity. It's a family. Tribes have every link to family relations. They are family. So it becomes irrelevant and unrealistic to be thinking of a law that has been said to say that you are not supposed to be incest. If you do incest, it's an abomination. How would God, so in all his wisdom, infinite wisdom, set such a law? Because is he trying to say that wasn't intentionally, that's not how things came about, or that's not how things comes about? He won't say that. Now we talk of adultery, we talk of fornication. At some point, and I'm sure at many occasions, a woman engages in a marriage with a person, and he stays with that person, and that's it. That he is not supposed to be with another person. In the Jewish laws, it is clearly revealed in many occasions where a woman has got a relationship with a man. The man dies, or they pass the woman to another family member to be with the person. I mean, according to God's rules, it's fine. Fine, there's nothing wrong with that. But in certain situations where the so-called woman who is engaging in another man's life may engage in that man's life, and that man will be impotent, or it's not very much in a situation where the man is not so fertile, and the woman wants a child. The woman has got a given right, living right to sort of have a child. That man's impotency cannot stand in his way, in her way, of going to be with somebody. Is it because if the reason of such kind is legitimate, then adultery is allowed? No, I don't think so. It can't happen. And logically, in realistic sense, the woman has every right to be with somebody or find ways to get a child. That is why today, all these the rules of these old books and all these things are not too much taken for granted. People, if a woman really wants a child, he can do all means. It is the two of the men sitting down, man and a woman, married or in any sort of relationship, coming to a consensus of understanding the best way forward. If they have to adapt, or they have to allow somebody to be, the woman will then go and be with somebody, or the woman will go and do cesarean or something, or whatever they call it, and put take a fertile sperm from somebody, that it may not be penetration. It is still adultery. It is an advanced adultery. I mean, we could go deeper and explain further. Let's go simple. Fornication. What are we supposed to think for fornication? I mean, today's time, people will, a woman, if it's centered of a woman alone, or let's say a man, may be in a relationship. But because it has not been accepted, it's done outside of what the acceptance of the father or mother, they see it as fornication. Because they are not meant to be, they've not really, they're not really allowed. Allowed by who? People outside of their relationship, or the father or mother. So it is wrong for them to do that. It is not acceptable. Where do we get all this crap from? We're getting it from the books. We take the words literally, we take it there, and we sort of try to analyze it and see how it works and how we can best use it for our life. It is no more of a common sense or approach. But let's say God wrote those things, or God gave us those rules. All I say is that wherever these rules has come from, that is what we are supposed to follow through. But if you and I, which we know, that we are not following through, we can't follow through. They are not practically something that you can put into practice, that you can really, go through that experience. It's fine to see it written there, but you can't. You will fall short of a lot of things. In sense of lies, we lie a lot. And so, if this is the situation, and God has written there with these rules and regulations, and clearly it's not something that we can even find ourselves practicing, and God that we claim wrote these things, knows the future, knows that we will never be able to do that, then how wise have our God become? And even if it is so the situation, you ask yourself, and you are disobeying, you do the opposite, you realize that most of the time, not just you, but many people fall short of all these things. And they are always there making claim of God and accepting God and believing in God. You ask yourself, are they truly believing in God? Are they calling on God? And even they call on God, as well, God listen. Will He answer them? Will He grant them their needs? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. It's what you do that will earn you something. If you're not doing anything, you don't earn anything from anyone. So it's a very simple, basic thing. I don't know why it's so contradicting to people. Why people don't see the contradictions, and why people are finding it hard to see through the lines and realize that we are really deceiving ourselves. All the God, I say Jehovah, the name and all that, is all said straightforward as it is. It is something different. The inspirational manifestation has come from the negative side of which the books talks against. You see gay people fighting for their religious rights. Why? Yes, they have to. Lesbians, they do fight that. It is clearly stated, but nobody cares about that. They do fight for their religious stance. They believe that they pray, they do, and they believe that they're talking to God. In fact, God is the one who has sat and saw them to become gays or lesbians. A man is a gay. Look at how mean women are, how mean women can become. Some women become. Maybe that is the reason why, and so much difficulty and rigid moral standards, set by others, is the reason why that guy became a gay. Because he was easily convinced by a man, as he desperately wanted to be with a woman, and he never got that woman. He ends up with a man, and he sort of begins to realize, okay, it's the same penetration, so why wouldn't I accept that? Yeah, maybe that's the case. That's what make gays become gays, or that is what make the spirit, if it's a spiritual, engagement, maybe that is what made the spirit take advantage of human beings and, made them become gays. A lesbian, beautiful woman, she lived her life all this time being a family, and always the things that she was told distance herself from men so much that now she didn't know how to go close to men. Even if men talk to her, she's so upset, she's angry. But she was used to women, and she was so close to women friends in so many ways that she's had developing mutual friends, relations with them, just like a gay man will have developing some feelings for a man. And that woman also gave, because she naturally felt so close to her own peers, her own friends, females, so much that she became bound and attracted to them. Then she became a lesbian. The same thing probably happened to the man who becomes a gay, or let's say, I don't know how best to refer to it. I normally will say gay or lesbian, as that's what we commonly know of. And anyhow they can please their pleasures, they do that. Now, a gay or a lesbian person will say that they are doing, or they fall into that category because they were naturally born to that state, because they don't know anything, because They were breeding